Here are the top posts from Who Would Win on the 24th of October 2019.
The Unfaithful User. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Heath Ledger's Joker meet in an empty train. Who ends up killing who first after they have a conversation? Fequinox. This is a lot more interesting than anyone is giving it credit for. Joaquin is definitely more inclined to kill directly, but he's also a lot less competent than Heath's. Heath is a schemer. He's manipulative. He was never out of control of any situation. Even when he was getting his face slammed into a table, he held all the cards. No pun intended. This encounter involves someone who is mentally unstable versus someone who thrives on instability. Heath's Joker would take a while to get a bead on Joaquin, but I honestly think he would get the better of Hi Monsieur because Joaquin has the air of innocence. He's impressionable, malleable. Heath would play him like a fiddle, find out his story and then execute him as the murderer he is before Joey can even process what happened.
I am a truckerama. I picked the one who did fine in a fistfight with the goddamned Batman.
Clawweight God. HL's Joker has legitimate combat feats. He was doing fairly well for himself against Batman at the end of the movie. JP's Joker has nothing like that. Feats come first, and they say Ledger's Joker wins if this devolves into a fistfight. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it would. They're both literally insane. I bet that if there is fair combat, it's started by JP's Joker. If HL's Joker can help it, he'd rather learn something first. Try to gain some type of leverage of JP. Or at least learn if he's any fun. If HL thinks he can control JP and use him to create some exciting chaos, he'll go for that route. Or maybe HL will immediately antagonize JP relentlessly until JP snaps. Just to see what JP would do in the moment. There really is no telling with these guys.
NRDL. Jean-Pierre Polnareff vs Diavolo, but Polnareff gets a few upgrades first. Part 5 spoilers ahead.
Vexitar. Round 1 probably won't go too well, maybe a less than 1/10 if he gets a lucky blow-in. Round 2 definitely goes better for him, but not enough to get a majority win. 3.5/10 at best. Round 3 is a stomp in favor of Polnareff. King Crimson. Diavolo can't bypass Vampire Region. Polnareff will always win eventually. Even more of a stomp if Polnareff has Dio Brando's vampire feats. Flash freeze. 10 out of 10. Round 4 can go either way, depending on how King Crimson Epitaph interacts with Time Stop. Polnareff can get a majority here. The key difference is that Time Stop users can attack while using their ability, while Diavolo can't. 7/10 for Polnareff.
Geotech 84. R1 goes to Diavolo all the way. JPP already showed us once that he couldn't stop Diavolo at his physical peak. Bonus round I would still only give around 3/10 to JPP. After landing a few blows, Diavolo would pretty quickly be able to figure out which body parts to avoid hitting that would damage himself. And even then those body parts are non-critical. Round 2 also goes to Diavolo. The cybernetic enhancements are powerful, but still basically useless against King Crimson's ability. Round 3 could actually end up being a stalemate. JPP as a vampire with a stand is incredibly powerful and basically immortal. However, his vampire powers still give him no way to circumvent King Crimson's ability. Diavolo is incredibly powerful and could keep erasing time to dodge most of JPP's attacks to counterattack, but probably wouldn't find a way to kill Hi Monsieur in the end. I'm not sure either one could successfully kill the other, and would be a stalemate. 5/10 JPP. Round 4 I would give 7/10 to JPP. I'm not entirely sure what would happen to the fabric of time itself if King Crimson and Zawardo used their abilities at the same time and tried to counteract one another. But overall I think stopping time altogether is the more powerful of the two abilities.
Dragonza. It's a massive stomp for Diavo on every round except maybe 3, where it's a 7/10 for Polnareff.
Not Donnie. Yamcha needs to do things to the Justice League. Greg League Gaming all. He could do R1 through Force and round 7 by asking nicely. Apart from that, he doesn't really have a shot at the Monsieur.
Nuclear Stomp. I feel like he could do round 2, 6 and 7 simply by making it clear it's the only way MXYZZPTLK will let him go home. Batman won't like it, and I could see Barry trolling him a little bit. But I think they'd all eventually be okay with it or come around to help the guy out. If they gave him the chance to speak to the Monsieur, round 1 can probably be done to finish it off. This is if Yamcha is allowed to explain why he's doing this, of course.
Han, are you okay? 1. His mouth, stomach, ass, and toilet will hate him for it, but he can theoretically do it. 2. Rules don't state he can't let the jail know what's going on. Bruce is a tough cookie, but he's a hero. He heals people. He'll smile to let a guy go home. Plus, hey, maybe it's Dickbat. Dickbat is a smiler. 7. Same as above. Explain situation and I don't see why not. 8. Do it with jail's help. Superman is a master at this already. Working together they can do it. Luckily, that's all he needs because the others, however, are either impossible or can't be done simply by explaining. After all, if you explain to Soups that you need to steal from High Monsieur, then he cannot give consent. Since then it's not stealing. It's just Soups giving him cake. Same for doing a true down low on Barry. And I wouldn't call begging to be sent back home as seducing. And I don't think it helps or hurts one way or the other for Hal. He could theoretically steal cake from Soups, but we need more info. Does Soups simply have 40+ cakes just sitting in the jail base, his apartment, fortress? Or does he have one a day that Yamcha needs to steal? 'Cause obviously it's gonna get consistently harder after the first cake if it's one per day. He is not seducing Diana. He's not her type. Tricking an all-powerful fifth-dimensional imp is easier than this. Not even sure how he would go about willing Hal. I am not creative enough for this. Yamcha is too slow for Barry.
Epic talk. The Urkan Empire is dropped into the 40K universe.
Hyperchromatica. The Urkan certainly have space superiority and access to weapons similar to Titans. And their mothership even outgunned the Emperor-class battleships of the Imperium Monsieur, but they're idiots. And when it comes to glorious melee combat, they can't hold their own against anyone but the Tau. If any Astartes, Orcs, Necron, Tyranids, etc. manage to board, the Urkan will have a bad time. I'd say due to sheer numbers the Tyranids are their worst threat. Since they don't settle on planets anyway. Or the Imperium could suicide bomb with another Emperor-class ship to open a warp rift and suck them into a Slanishy porno shoot. That could work. They'd fly right into it canonically.
Neck like proto-history. Doesn't the IRKEN mothership just casually destroy multiple planets a second just for the entertainment of the tallest? They're also shown to have at least a mild toon force, so that combined with their extremely advanced tech makes me think they just steamroll anyone in their path.
Nerks. Their ships are really big. Not sure how they do on ground battles though from what I remember.
Nunniabizwaz. All South American cartels combined efforts vs North Korea.
Q155. Not even close. Cartels are strong, but they are not a professional army. Guns, rocket launchers, a few old armored vehicles are no match for actual tank divisions. Fighter jets. NK 10 out of 10.
Fallout Vano 1. I want to say North Korea. Yes, the cartels have a lot of money, thanks to their various illegal revenue streams, and they bordered the mainland US and other South American countries, allowing them to purchase or steal large bulk of weapons and ammunition. God bless the Second Amendment and irresponsible gun owners, or other supplies. The cartel and its members can drive to Costco, Walmart to stock up on medical supplies, food. But North Korea is a country that manufactures drugs as part of their revenue streams that fills the country's coffers. Similar to the cartels, but North Korea does it on the national scale, and they also manufacture their own weapons and heavy materials such as vehicles. The cartels might have easier access to bulk materials thanks to their money, but they still would have to somehow figure out the logistics of transporting it all to North Korea. North Korea has the home field advantage in heavy vehicles and weapons. Sonic Tower. Cartels have unlimited funds. Then they win 10 out of 10. They hire mercenaries, buy guns, maybe even get fighter jets and bombers. If they have enough money, the US will play ball and sell out. Unlimited funds equals unlimited power. Cartel sweep. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.